line and length, and that's what they're capitalizing on, both Adarsh and Uday, playing in the V, discipline, game away.
Poor delivery, but not completely punished. 22 gone. It's 82 for 2 India. India has always developed batters rather, who can very comfortably play spin on any surface. And this is a classical example of the same statement. Both of these lads very comfortable. It's almost like putting duck in water.
I'll tell you what, that's one bird that the batters don't like much, the duck. Please understand that.
Runs coming in very, very comfortably in this over. Adarsh and Uday, I reckon this one over would be almost like a respite of sorts.
Interesting analysis that, and I also feel that the captain is playing a mind game here with the batters, that he's allowing singles, but he's also setting a field where the availability of a hoik is there, just like this, something unorthodox as well. This one's going to go for further.
Well, yeah, a poor line and punished. That is something that one has to be absolutely aware of. As a bowler, if you bowl anything down the leg side, you put 27 fielders on the onside and it will still find the boundary.
That's like a squad and more. Easy pickings for that. As I told you, these are two batters who play spin really, really well. They read the length early. And Arafat's realizing that wicket to wicket might be a great thought to subscribe to.
This wicket, we haven't seen too much of a turn. So it is again critically important to bowl that line. That comes into the stumps, and that's what he's done. Arafat. 23 gone, 88 for 2. 88 for 2 in 23 overs. And the height of Zishan will be utilised yet again. He bowled 4 overs, gave away 6 runs, picked up a wicket. They'll need a few more. He bowls full and there are runs on board.
We talked about these two playing spin well. I think it's quite evident that these two are very good between the wickets as well.
Well, yeah, the calling has been impeccable. Quick singles, singles converting into doubles. The basics are absolutely right. .90 for 2. Wrapped on the pads, definitely down the leg side. And especially if you're bowling to a left-handed batter, if you're coming in right arm over, there's a very fine margin wherein the umpire will say yes, because more often than not, the ball will be pitching outside leg.
You could almost see the third stump as well. It was very audacious to go for that appeal. But a fast bowler sometimes appeals to get the momentum going. Yes, Zishan, you needed a 4th stump there.
Walking across the line. Also trying to cut that angle that Zishan bowls in with for a left-hander. But what is really interesting over here, and I'll drag your attention towards this, Zishan in the first spell was bowling a barrage of short deliveries. Here, he's resorted in the first 3 deliveries to only fuller ones.
A good analysis, and not just that. Remember, Zishan's not exhausted his fast deliveries. He's got a lot more up his kitty. He wants the batter to drive. Little itchy to get off the striker's end. Now he will, thanks to the overthrow. Every run shall be a challenge presented to the batters, and it's very unfortunate as far as Pakistan are concerned that on this occasion that run was allowed, because the contest was brewing. It's important to have the same batter facing the same bowler for as much time as possible to create pressure.
Spot on there. This is almost like a pressure release of sorts, and with a freebie. 91 for 2. And Pakistan is looking for a breakthrough. Wanted to bowl a fuller delivery, ended up being a slow full toss. Not a complete 100% onto that with that shot. Will be a dot ball. It's a good partnership of 45 runs between these two. They're going at a fairly decent pace of 3.8, just under 4. Banged it short, down the leg, wide will be called.
It's the extra height of Zishan that made the batter duck while leaving it too. Just to be ready. Just in case. Wanted to be ready to offer another shot to it. Bowler of the tall order. It's because he took 6 wickets in the previous game. There was swing. It's very difficult to find a bowler like Zishan who's so complete. He's got swing, he's got bounce. 24 gone, 93 for 2.
93 for 2 as Arafat will continue. This angle that he creates in the air that lets the ball drift down towards the leg side of the right-handed batter. If a similar angle is created to against the left-hander, it's going to be very, very interesting, because then with a hint of turn, or even if the ball grips onto the surface, it might just be a little difficult for the left-handed batter to tackle that.
That initial movement helped, and Adarsh has gone full throttle. I think that's in the backseat of one of the cars. 100 comes up for India, and in superb style indeed.
What a good looking shot there by Adarsh. He's settled, composed, and a fuller length delivery is literally like a birthday gift. You'll unwrap it with pleasure. That's what Adarsh did. Hit that shot and said thank you so much. The fourth umpire has to run in with the ball. 100 coming up for India. Also a 50-run partnership with that, and has come in better time.
Just in case you've joined us now, it is Pakistan who won the toss, and they said we want to bowl first. India in reply were able to score their first 50 in 79 deliveries, owing to some spectacular bowling by two fast bowlers with a new ball.
Let's have that 6 once again. Beautiful looking shot. So confident. Never look like that they've been on the receiving end of the barrage of fast bowlers. As soon as the spinners came in. 100 for 2. I wonder who's the slightly harder ball going to support.
In cricket, initially, a spinner or a pacer usually chose his end according to the fact that it was helping him or no. Now there is another dimension to it. There are two new balls used, remember that. So which ball is in what condition is another aspect of it. As he missed out on an opportunity here, Arafat gave a gift again. Adarsh could have put this one away.
Again full, but this time slightly wide. Should be a couple of runs. He's challenging the throw of the fielder. This calls for a run out. He's put in a dive. We'll have to wait and watch. The umpire wants to check. Smart wicket keeping by Saad. Didn't really collect the ball and whip the bails. More Dhoni-esque on just deflecting the ball onto the stumps.
Full stretch dive from Adarsh. Has it saved him? Or has Saad got the better of him? Saad might be obscuring that moment where the bail is coming off. Saad, you don't want to stand in your own light. But that dive is pure commitment. And because he was the one who played the shot, he had calculated how slow the ball's going to be to reach the fielder as well. So came back for the second run, Adarsh. Now, if that's the only angle that we're looking at, then Adarsh is quite safe, because there needs to be conclusive evidence. Now, this angle will narrate the story.
Well, yeah, a slightly better throw, maybe, but look at that. The bat is already inside the line. Good wicket keeping skills, but even better dive, I can tell you, for Adarsh.
This is the one for me.
Try Nivea Rich Nourishing Body Lotion with 5 benefits from...
In Dubai, add that to your itinerary. I'll tell you what you need to add to your itinerary if you're in Dubai right now. Come to the ICC Academy. Over one or two you can pick and choose. But in case you land up in one, it's a cracker of a cricket match.
A dot ball to end the over, 25 gone. Midway, India 102 for 2. Spin from the other end as well, as Ali Afsan has been brought in. Is this a time where the Indian batters get into the zone of trying to accelerate? Is this the time where they think that, hey, down the leg side, wide, again those appeals to try and divert the attention of the mind of the umpire. Futile, I can tell you.
If only decibel levels could decide. It's got a very different action. Ali Afsan. The bowling arm does a lot as he approaches the popping crease. Would you want to decipher that?
Good piece of fielding. And yeah, before even it gets into that motion, his bowling arm first does the half reverse cock and then gets into this motion of a full 180, and then he finishes with a whipping action, and that's what probably brings in that little extra pace that he can deliver on the armers.
His arm is working twice as hard for every delivery, isn't it?
Well, yeah, as long as he's able to sustain that shoulder and not put it under undue pressure because of double the work, he definitely has something which we call the optical illusion.
Paul Adams had a different kind of an action too.
Frog in the blender, that's what it was called.
Yeah, frog in the blender. Paul Nixon calls it the same.
The funny thing with all of these actions is it does take time for the batter to understand where is he bowling in from, what is he going to do, how does he bowl. Uppishly played now. Is there someone to take it? No. The only one to pick it up will be the fielder from outside the boundary line. That's a 4.
This is class and control from Uday. Not a very extravagant follow through either. Who said placement is something that you cannot get when you hit in the air as well. With so much control, he can achieve that. Oh, this was quicker. Very T20-esque response from Ali.
26 gone. It's 109 for 2. driven and driven well. Get a run. As we're talking about how good is this Indian pair against spin. They're accumulating runs and they're doing that at a good pace. The run rate has suddenly jumped over 4 in the last couple of overs.
They've picked and chosen the right deliveries as well to send for 4. And the risk factor has been minimal, despite the ball being hit in the air. He did so in a very vacant area, the cow corner.
Arafat bowling against Uday. And he sweeps and sweeps handsomely. The ball will race away towards the fence. 4 runs. Runs are coming in very, very comfortably for this Indian pair against the spinners. We said this a while back that this is the time when they will accelerate, and they have done that in some style.
It's a shot that he plays very naturally over there. And he's worked really, really hard with Manish Sharma on picking the length while he plays the shot. His coach.
A boundary followed by a single. Absolutely textbook.
Isn't it interesting that you can play the same shot but in the air or on the ground, depending on how you use your wrists on it?
Well, yeah. The basic comes in where there is a bat come in from. Does it come in from up to down or down to up? It's the same shot technically. Essentially, the biomechanics work in the same way. The only difference is where does the bat come in from? Is the pickup of the bat from high top to down, or from your waist and lower waist level going all the way up?
It's very interesting approach there, Neil. And when it comes from bottom to down, as you say, then the top edge chances reduce as well. Something that Matthew Hayden did.
Also, what is important is how you keep your wrist rolling and get that bat on top of the ball when you're playing that shot. Because if you err in that timing is where the top edges come in. So to watch the ball, meet the ball, the bat has to meet the ball right over. So it's almost like caressing the ball and letting it roll down.
Sounds like table tennis.
Very much. Dot ball to end the over, 27 gone. It's 116 for 2.
So as much as we can compare golf and cricket in terms of the shot selection, the inertia,
The only similarity is the time where the ball meets the bat and your swing.
Yeah.
That is the only similarity.
I think baseball is a better comparison that way because again the ball is moving.
Yes, from that perspective, no, from a different perspectives. Because in cricket, your bat meets the ball down.
Yeah.
And in baseball, it meets at almost the waist height. So it's a complete different. 116 for 2 in 27 overs. Spin will continue. They're just exposing. Stepping down, straight and gorgeous. 4 runs.
Leaving no stone unturned in telling the world that this is game on. Let's kick into the next gear. Adarsh and Uday are picking and choosing the deliveries to hit, yes, but they've decided if it's a spinner, they will go for it in the earlier part of the over to set the tone nicely for the entire over to come.
Also, mind you, no turn, so it also enables the batter to go with that little extra comfort. And now, mid-off has been sent on down to the boundary line, so there is long on, long off, as the backward square leg fielder comes into the 30-yard circle. On 49, Adarsh. And good piece of fielding on his own bowling. Ali, the Indian under-19, is slowly and steadily exposing that little weakness that Pakistan middle order bowling has. Soft hands, and that should be 50 for Adarsh. The Indian opener was persistent, consistent, and now is bearing the rewards of his hard work. 50 against Pakistan.
A terrific half century, and couldn't have come at a better time for him in the tournament as well. He's not just played this half century into history books, but he's catapulted himself into different folklore. When you score a half century against Pakistan, it's one for the ages. He battled the pace bowlers. He battled that phase where the ball was doing the talking. He respected the bowlers as much as possible. Now with the ball slightly older, the spinners in operation, he's taking charge. This has been an innings which is constructed so well, and that's something that the youngsters watching can learn from.
Very well said. The construction of that innings. Against some lethal fast bowling. And then when he saw that little crack in the wall, and as most of the coaches would say, if you see a crack in the wall, don't try and push it open. Just punch it open. Kick it through. Break that wall down. And that's exactly what Adarsh is trying to do over here. Mind you, if he stays on for another 15 overs, Indian score would look completely different.
Good comeback by Ali. 28 overs later, 1, 2, 3 for 2. Mohammad Tayyib. Alongside me, Mr. Ali. How do you read this situation? 124 for 2, a good partnership for India. A good fight back with a half century of Adarsh as well. What's going on in the mind of Baig at the moment?
I think they've missed the trick. They've missed out on that start that they got. A couple of early wickets. But nothing taking away from this partnership. I think the way these two have shown maturity, the game awareness, the way they've handled spinners, I think is absolutely brilliant from Uday and Adarsh. And now they're on top. They were struggling at one point. They've just come out of that shell.
Really well done. I thought he hit it harder, still managed that single.
Yeah, the quality has been that they're playing with the straight bat. They know that the ball will skid. There's not much turn. So that's where I say the game awareness has been brilliant by Adarsh and Uday, realizing how to use these conditions to their effect. And Pakistan definitely missing an extra seamer in their lineup.
Indians are not complaining. Not with the kind of start that they got with the new ball in hand. The ball was doing everything. Seaming, bouncing, asking questions. And this man was key to it, Ubaid. Adarsh has been excellent as well. He stood like a rock through the storm of fast bowling. And when the opportunities presented themselves, he took the bowlers on. Adarsh with a half century to remember for a long time.
Absolutely, you called it right. He will remember this at this young age against Pakistan. It's just always big. And not to forget, the team needed an inning from him at that point when they lost 2 wickets. And standing up for the team, it just adds that thing in you, the quality.
As a surviving opener as well, he's been fantastic in constructing an inning so far. Is well set to 1-2-6 for 2.
Yeah, that's balls per 30 because run scoring have been tough. The conditions have not been easy for the batters, but look at that, they're gradually improving. 45 for first and 24 for the fourth 30. So you can tell the conditions are getting a little easier for the batting, and these two, the partnership at the moment is 80. So now you can expect some fireworks from here on. You were just going there. You were busy celebrating the partnership. I told him you don't like me. They were busy and smiling at the partnership, so they didn't deserve it. But we'll get it. कर रहे हैं telling me about you yesterday. We were together in National Youth Olympic. Oh, nice. So he was supposed to come. Okay. But he has that SPL coming up. He's the chief selector for London. That's why he's there.
126 for 2 in 29 overs. All the players refreshed after a quick drink. And those bottles that were brought out, they were with water, less and more messages. With 127 for 2, India have already decided to take this to the next gear. And he's targeting the straighter boundaries a little more now, Adarsh.
Yeah, I wonder what the message would be for Pakistan, what to do from here on. Just 3 seamers, spinners struggling, it's trouble for them, and now these two are comfortable on the crease. You've got to give the credit to these two, Adarsh and Uday, the way they've just taken their team out of the trouble. And now in the remaining 20 overs, anything can happen from here on.
Ooh, much better from Arafat. He's tempting the batters.
So you can see the intent. Anything pitched up, they're going after it. So probably the message you were talking about is to just to go after them and look to get to 250 to 260.
At the toss, the captain suggested, captain of Pakistan as well, suggested 260 should be okay. And I was talking to John, the curator, before this game began, and he said that the surface doesn't change as much. But I still get a feeling that it's going to get better to bat on.
Absolutely, I believe that too. It will get better for batting as the match progresses. But can Pakistan do it? That's the question, because the pressure always adds up.
At 6 and over from here on, India with 8 wickets in hand would be eyeing over 270. 6 and over will get them to 251. They want 8 and over from here. 290 is a formidable total. The story so far in ACC Men's Asia Cup Under 19 has been, on this oval, win the toss, choose to bowl first.
It's been simple for the captains. Almost in every game we have seen that captains winning the toss and bowling, just because of the conditions early morning. 9:30 starts. The ball and the weather has been pretty cool in the morning. It gets better in the afternoon, but ball was seaming and swinging both ways.
Went for it. 30 gone, 128 for 2. Little late to start off was the skipper, but the throw was at the non-striker's end. Is that a missed opportunity? Should the throw have been on the striker's end?
I think that's great running between the wickets, trusting each other and calling straight away. That's the key, because once you find out the fielder is coming from the circle, it's all about judging the single, and they've done it perfectly well.
Creating more opportunities by accessing gaps better. This is going to trickle. Well done. The umpire will have a look at it. With leather. The dive just at the right time.
A great commitment shown by Ahmed to run from a long way. That's what you want to see when the bowlers are struggling. You need support from the fielders.
Runs given. Now 2 more.
It's getting easier and easier for the batters at the moment. They fought out well, Adarsh and Uday, and now it's their time to cash on. They're well set, moving around in the crease beautifully. The spinner is clearly struggling. Tayyab Arif is an all-round cricketer. He's a batter who can bowl. He mixes it up. He's got that carom delivery also.
Straight down the ground seems to be the order of the day. Adarsh scoring runs in Applin.
Yeah, that's where they've been brilliant. Playing it with the straight bat, playing it straight. That's how you do it on a pitch like this, where the ball is skidding. You play it straight, and the clarity in mind. His placement was perfect. Just brilliant batting. That's it.
Even if it's marginally pitched up, Adarsh is going for it. It's doing a world of good to his strike rate too, 61 or 77 now. But not mindlessly going for every shot, every ball. Treating the ball according to its merit. Some things in cricket will stay evergreen in 50-over contests. Oh, single-handed this from a left-hander. No timing there. And sometimes no timing is the reason you're still out there.
Yeah, luck on Adarsh's side that way. That this time, he just went with the shot, and lucky he didn't time it. Otherwise, it would have gone straight to Ali Asfan. That's the end of 31st over. It's 139 for 2.
Oh, good work. Came rather quickly to him. It's a difficult position to field as well, because the ball usually has torque. It can move either way. Oh, he thinks he's taken it. Oh, it's given. It's given. There was an under edge. Who said footwork's only for the batters? The keepers have it too in taking catches. He's caught it between his legs.
Wow, what a wicket to get, and what a way to get. Saad Beg, this has to give it. You have to give it to him. He had that presence of mind. Look at that under edge, and some luck also. Definitely luck playing the part, and he was so excited because they wanted to break this partnership. And what a way to do it.
When was the last time? We'll talk about it. Adarsh Singh, 62 of 81 is an innings to remember, as it came at a difficult time for India under 19. 139 for 3. Mumbai's very own Mushir Khan. 2 matches, 48 runs. This is the second match. He scored 48 in the first. And what matters to him more than the 48 is that little star, the red ink that he came back with. 48 not out.
Much needed break for Pakistan. They've got one, and you can clearly see the change in the body language too. That says just lift up the spirits of Pakistan. It was much needed for the game also, because it seemed like India will dominate and it was just going one way. This wicket will definitely bring back Pakistan in the game. Good running, I tell you. I know it was a little dangerous by the end, but they judged it well, I believe.
Good thinking by Saad as well to not leave the stumps. Now the under edge, then a little bit of glove, got between the legs, and the keeper had enough time for the first time to take a reflex catch while taking the gloves off. Saad, very proactive indeed. Oh, good ball. The pace at which he's bowling just to keep the batter enticed. 32 overs gone, 140 for 3.
wicket each for Amir, Zishan and Arafat. Ubaid Ali and Tayyib have been wicketless, and it's good time to bring back Zishan. Wicket have just fallen, so you've got to put pressure on Mushir.
In swinging Yorker, a missile that tails in. Mushir had an answer. It'll be interesting to see how the captain bats now. The well-set partner of his is back in the hut. And it's an interesting call as well. Ali, I wanted to ask you this. Zishan usually first change. Today, Ali the spinner, Ali Afsan got to bowl first change. Then Zishan was introduced. Is it because Zishan had a favourite end? Or a favourite ball as well? Now that two are used, one at either end?
Yeah, maybe that's the case. But Ali Asfan usually gets the ball. He's good with the new ball. He's got that control. So maybe they wanted to give him that advantage with the newish ball so that he can skits one into the pads.
.142 for 3, and there we are. There is a com cam, remember. This is spy cam. We don't know from where this one's coming from. Ah, okay. It's because Parvez is here. Oh, good ball. That extra bit of bounce that Zishan generates, it's so refreshing to watch every time.
Yeah, talking about Parvez, you just watch out for Zishan. Every time Zishan comes, Parvez also comes here. He's watching for him. He's a big fan already.
Fast bowlers who grow extra inches in height, I tell you. They gel together. Oh well, there's a little bit of helicopter to it, but no distance. That's excellently taken. Was a balancing act for a moment. The flamboyance of Mushir is not to be seen today. Zishan has picked up a wicket. The change works.
Yeah, great captaincy. That's why he was brought in. The wicket fell in the last over. They needed another one, so they had to bring their best chance. That's Zishan, and he has delivered. Not disappointed his captain. He will be disappointed. He just could not get that force behind it. Just could not quite time it properly also. And a very good catch. Very good catch. You have to give it to him. He judged it well. Brilliant. Brilliant for Pakistan. 2 wickets in 2 overs. Mushir Khan will have to go back after scoring 2 runs.
There's just a line in between drawn by Britishers to some reason. It's a Muslim .142 for 4.
Zishan, 2 for 13. You need a wicket, bring back Zishan. He'll get you one, and he has. Just brilliant bowling. But on this occasion, you have to question the shot selection too. Avinash Arabele, the left-hand batter in. Again, a partnership is needed. Now we can tell that the game is back in balance. India was dominating early on, but last 2 wickets definitely pulling back things. Pakistan, that's what wickets does. They just lifts up the spirit. Now you can see everyone behind the bowler cheering him up.
Watchful Avanish.
Great aggression too. Few words for Avinash. Straight up. That's a typical fast bowler, I tell you. The mentality when you get wickets, when you get a new batter in, just be on top right there. Good captaincy by Saad Beg also. You have to give him credit. He's got the slip in, and it's just second slip, not just first. So that's excellent captaincy for him.
Saad doesn't mind diving towards his left, maybe. Oh, good ball. Zishan with the new ball or Zishan with the older ball. Different tricks, same effectiveness.
The consistency, that line, the channel, brilliant. Still getting that movement. Fantastic bowling. 6 overs, 2 wickets for 13 runs. Pakistan needed that sort of inspiration at that time. 142 for 4 after 33. So as what these 2 wickets does is that this will give a little bit of cushion to the captain to use his spinners.
The crowd has found its voice once again. They understand. It's a very intelligent crowd. They understand this is a crunch moment in the game. 4.3 in overs, 216, but what they're eyeing is at least 260. They need more than 6 an over to get there. 8 an over, they'll be mighty pleased, India, if they can get to 278. Mighty pleased. For that, Avnish needs to come good. This is a good touch. Didn't play all the matches. Just played 4 matches in the recently concluded quadrangular as well. And guess how many 50s he scored? 4 in the 4 games. Oh, terrific.
Yeah, you see the change in the body language. Clearly different. Arafat at him because they know that there's a new guy in. And it's a good time to make a comeback in this game. Or maybe on the top.
Comes from the land where good batters of spin are born. Avnish from Hyderabad gets his first run. Now what about Captain Uday, who had got to reassess the plans? There were lofty plans when the partnership was brewing and going really well with Adarsh. Couple of jolts after that for India. Tayyib is ensuring that that might not be a throw, but still a stare would do. Intensity very high in this game. Both the teams don't want to give an inch.
Arafat has made a comeback in his bowling. He was struggling early on, but now I feel that he's got that length right on this pitch and the pace right too. This is very important because he's such a good all-round cricketer. It's very important for the balance. Oh, there was a confusion and a bad throw. Be careful. Just don't get excited by this. Got to keep your head sane. 34 gone, 145 for 4. India.
Six bowlers used so far by Pakistan. And Zishan's been the one who's picked up 2 wickets for 13. Persisting with Zishan. Oh, that single. That single's taken. But I just get a feeling that the pickup was clean, but he was confused which end to throw at.
Yeah, I'm a bit of off balance too while he picked up the ball. Zishan, all eyes would be on him. The boy from Faisalabad. making headlines here in Dubai. The future stars of cricket, of Pakistan cricket, and I believe international cricket too.
On the up, he loves to play this stroke. It's very well fielded by Amir. It's a good throw too. He's got a great throwing arm. Every run's being cheered on. And the good shots are being converted into lower denominations. Pakistan would be happy about it.
Lots of risk involved for that one run. It was in the air, and had that fielder at extra cover coming from the circle, it would have been different. So you got to be very sure about your fielding positions. This is a good time for Pakistan.
Slower delivery. I just get a feeling that he read it but still didn't want to go full throttle. Saad's given Zishan a tap on the shoulder. He had to bend down for it though.
And also I believe he's been given the free hand for the aggression. You can just tell. And his follow through, few words to the batter. That's what I like about fast bowling. That aggression always, not just with the ball, but few words too.
There are words in dictionary like polite, kind. They don't exist.
Unknown to the fast bowlers.
Yes. The moment you take up fast bowling, all those words don't exist. Straight down the leg side a little, but he got protection for that too. Slight change in field now. The man at long off has been moved further away from long off towards his right. So much so that he's almost doubling up as a sweeper. Straight when it matters. Avanish has shown the gap. Very classy indeed. Much needed too. 150 up for India.
Yeah, picked up the slower one beautifully. Just how he leaned into it. And that momentum, and the placement too. Just beautiful batting. Pure class by Avinash. Avanish.
Three 63 balls. It's coming off at 63 balls. The balls consumed per 50 reducing as it should in any innings that's progressing. It's also important not to get carried away with what you did in the previous ball, isn't it? We'll talk about that too. 152 for 4.
Overs completed. India 152 for 5. We've seen twists and turns. It's been a seesaw battle-like affair between both these sides so far. And all of a sudden, Pakistan fielders and bowlers have a spring in their feet. After those two quick successive blows in the middle overs, they've just about pulled things in their favour. Arafat to continue. I'm Mikhail Vaswani, and joining me, Neil Oja.
Thank you, Mikhail. Well, yes, there's a spring in the step, and also a lot of support that has come in. It's a Sunday, a day off in this part of the world, which primarily means that to watch these young lads, quite a few people have turned up. Cheers of support for Pakistan right after a couple of wickets.
Looks to go big. Picks that from outside of off. Plays it towards deep backward square leg. Avanish has walked in with a lot of conviction. He's unafraid to play shots. And what I've liked is he's also taking the attack to the opposition. You have to counter-attack in such situations sometime, just to derail the momentum and plans of the fielding side.
Well, absolutely, and this is a zero risk shot. When you drag it from outside off, very, very comfortable. Uday, on the other hand, is playing a captain's knock. He'll have to stay around all the way till the 50th. Let the other batters play around him. And that's how his innings should be.
Oh yes, I've just liked the way Captain Uday has blossomed in this innings of his. 36 gone, it's 154 for 4. We'll talk more about it on the other side. India still has 6 wickets in hand. This partnership is key to how far they can go. I'm just talking about the way Uday has batted. A little scratchy to begin with, but then has stayed patient and has not thrown away his wicket. Just like the way he's absorbed pressure and just maintained a calm demeanor in the middle. Driven handsomely once again in the gap. Look at the placement and timing on that. That races away for a 4, and Avanish continues to grow in this innings.
He looks so comfortable when he's driving. Watches the ball very early, gets to know what length, what line, and commits himself beautifully in that drive. And like you mentioned a while back, his approach also gives that little extra cushion to Uday, wherein that pressure is absorbed, and very comfortably Uday can play around and play around comfortably.
This time just tries to steer it down backward of point. Rightly pointed out Neil. Just goes to show how good the wicket is as well. That was not full. It was a good length ball played on the up through the line. Just show how good the surface is getting to be as the game is progressing. So if you're a Pakistani fielder, you should take heart from that shot.
Oh well, yes, we've seen this. The surface does get better as the sun beats upon. It just gets that wee bit easier to bat on. Banged it shot, pulled. The fielder coming underneath. And what a fabulous catch this is. Incredible visuals there. That catch, he had to run a mile. Completed it with a marathon.
The adrenaline rush not coming in handy here for Avanish. The rush of blood accounting for his wicket. Spectacular catch in the deep. Pakistan account for the 5th wicket. Avanish short but very, very encouraging stay comes to an end. He falls for the bait, falls for the trap, goes for the expansive pull, only to find the fielder in the deep. And what an effort that was. He had to cover up. It is India lose their 5th. Avanish departs for 11. They are 158 for 4 in the 37th. All right, big moment in the game. Half the side back in the dugout for India. Sachin Das makes his way to the middle. It's now into the lower half of this Indian batting order. Do they have the resolve, mettle and muscle to take them past 200, or will the Pakistan Pacers just about go all?
The little speed bump that comes in face of a wicket, and India has to then slow down. 158 for 5, the current run rate of 4.33. Anything over 230, I reckon, would be challenging. Sachin, that name carries so much weight, and then he's wearing jersey number 10. That's double pressure. He's wearing jersey number 10.
Pressure mounts on the captain, who's looked very resolute in the middle. Scratchy to begin with, tentative, but the manner in which he's maintained his composure, great. 37 gone, it's 159 for 5. Spin from one end, pace from the other. Arafat to continue. That's a nice push towards long off. Sizable crowd here, particularly for the Pakistan team, and not a bad time for the crowd to come in as the 12th man, because they're just about riding on a sea of confidence, the team, accounting for a couple of wickets.
Singles and doubles, and that's not a bad way to reset. A reset at this stage primarily means that you need to get into that groove a little quickly so that you can take advantage of the last 5 to 7 overs. Oh, down the leg side, poor delivery. The ball is trickling towards the fence. A dive is put in, but the ball will race away. 4 runs.
Desperate dive goes in vain, but that was a poor delivery. This is just handing India the momentum and the initiative after doing so good work in the last couple of overs, and they'll accept it as well. This partnership remains key. It's from here the match can go either ways. Just going in with the arm, and not much can Captain Saad Beg do as well. Just look back at his bowler. Runs again towards mid-wicket.
What I like is Saad's anticipation. He probably has this non-verbal communication with his bowlers, because the movement down the leg side almost was premeditated, as if he knew that Arafat is going to bowl down the leg. It was a little too wide. Punching it down, will get a single, and I quite like that momentum. But against the spinners, it's looking like the same old good side. 4.5, almost the run rate. Three of 6 for Sachin. No need to go all guns blazing, at least for now. Get those singles and doubles, and that's what they'll do. A single to end the over. 38 gone. It's 169 for 5.
A good third wicket partnership for India. Just took them out of trouble, but then they lost a few. Gets into position quickly, Sachin. Just manages to get a single towards square leg. I guess the approach is pretty clear from here on. It's more of caution than aggression at this stage. They just want to get closer to the 200 run mark and then maybe look to explode. And for that to happen, Neil, I strongly believe Captain Uday's stay is pivotal.
Totally with you on this. Uday has to stay for the remainder of 12 overs. Very smart and sensible cricket. Look at the gaps. Nudge, push, get your singles, and let that scoreboard keep ticking.
And it also suggests that Sachin will be the more of the aggressor in the middle. And Uday will just about drop anchor and see his team through. The idea is how much of depth does this Indian batting have? Number 7, 8, 9. Nicely driven. Running the first run fast. Will they chance the arm? Sachin wants the second. Captain Uday says, we'll settle for one.
Shahzeb was the same lad who took that brilliant catch a while back. He wouldn't want to risk his arm too much. Also need to pick your fielders right. Banged it shot. A ramp and runs. 4 runs for Uday, and that'll bring his half century. What a way to bring up a half century. In testing times, a captain's knock has been delivered.
What an innings. What a show he's putting on. One laced with maturity and responsibility. The captain stands tall, stands out. And that's how it should be. And it just about inspires the remaining of the side as well. The leader, they say, knows the way, goes the way, and shows the way as well. And that's exactly what Captain Uday is doing. Just like the way he's paced and constructed his innings. 59 deliveries, a strike rate of 59. But that's not the bone of contention here. It's how much of price he's put on his wicket. Touch and go. This is brilliant cricket by the Indians.
176, make that 177 with that single. This Indian pair, a lot will rely on them, on how many do they find on the board at the end of the 50. A massive reliance on not just Uday but Sachin as well. Beautifully driven and ran with the drive. That'll help them to get not just one but two, or probably look for the third. This is incredible running and great presence of mind.
Oh yes, this has been that kind of an innings where they both are complementing each other very well. 39 gone, it's 180 for 5. Ali Asfand introduced into the attack at a time when both the batters are just about looking to accelerate. Using the pace, finds the fielder at short third. 180 for 5, 66, make that 65 deliveries left.
Beautifully played. Get a single. But 2 odd overs of, rather 10 deliveries to be precise, of the spinners. How many more runs can these two accrue? Because these are your deliveries where you can try and accelerate. These are the deliveries where you can put the bowler on the back foot, create that pressure, make that statement, add some runs.
How good has Sachin looked ever since he's walked out to bat? Something about his batting suggests that he's been middling the ball from the very first delivery that he's faced. 10 and 12, almost a run a ball. Not much turn here for the spinners. How much are we looking at, Neil, at this stage? Another 10 overs after this, 183 for 5 wickets in hand.
The way Uday has batted, he definitely came at a time when wickets were falling, stabilized the entire ship, and then as a leader of the pack scored those 50 runs and is looking good for more.
Sensible cricket, sensible batting, running the first run fast, putting the pressure on the fielder. But Ahmed, one of the better fielders, took a very good catch in the deep as well. Quick to get onto the ball and release it. 40 gone, 10 overs left. It's 184 for 5. Zishan, 2 for 20 for him into his 8th. Worked away by Uday towards mid-wicket. Quick singles, soft hands, deft touches. India are just about readying themselves for the big onslaught.
Well, the preparation definitely has been great. Now it's time for the celebration. The celebration could come from either of the sides. A couple of wickets for Pakistan, and India would look to be bundling at maybe an under par score. A couple of good overs from India, and maybe they push beyond the 230 mark. Beautifully played, aerial and a maximum. Phenomenal looking shot, Sachin. This is a statement that he's making against the fearsome Zishan.
I'll tell you, that's not an easy shot to play, but he's made it look very easy. Just about gets into position, uses the pace of the ball and flicks that over fine. The fielder there was a mere spectator and he landed that straight into his dugout. And the good thing was his captain Uday was applauding that shot of his. This partnership is growing in stature, and in return it's turning out to be a threatening one for Pakistan. And these runs have come in quick time. India inching closer towards the 200 run mark. Sachin is now batting at a strike rate of over 100, and it can be worrisome if he gets going. This Indian batting is showing the depth, Neil.
Definitely has. 33 of 24 is the partnership, and mind you, in this partnership Zishan is the lead scorer, and I reckon that 6 is a statement that he's put out, and also stating the intentions.
And a 6 of Zishan, of all the bowlers. Pulls that once again, this time between mid-wicket and fine leg, and will settle for a single.
Sensible batting, flicked for a 6 and then pushed for a single. Like the approach that Sachin is bringing on. 192 on board with the 41st over, 9.5 overs to be precise after this. A runner ball from here. would mean India would be closer to the 250 mark.
Firmly driven once again. All of a sudden, India's intent and execution is just about showing great amount of positivity.
And there's no reason to not show that. This is just under the 5-run mark. Also, they have a little bit of batting to come from here on as well. Your skipper is in the center. Sachin is hitting the ball with some confidence. Zishan.
What a shot. Again, in complete control of it. Runs a couple. Sachin moves into the 20s.
.195, just 5 runs away from the 200 mark. It's a very big psychological barrier that you need to cross, the 200 number. After that, every run that you add to the total, it takes you closer to the 250 mark. It makes that wall and resolve all the more stronger.
Slower one, change of pace. Yes, the off cutter.
On as well.
Sachin
Your
read it,
skipper
but a
is in the
little
center.
late. Nevertheless, a
Sachin
good
is
over for India.
Hitting the ball with some
Zishan
confidence.
completes 8, 41 gone. It's 195 for 5.
Zishan.
What a shot. Again, in complete control of it. Runs a couple. Sachin moves into the 20s.
.195, just 5 runs away from the 200 mark. It's a very big psychological barrier that you need to cross, the 200 number. After that, every run that you add to the total, it takes you closer to the 250 mark. It makes that wall and resolve all the more stronger.
Slower one, change of pace. Yes, the off
8
cutter.
runs
on
per
as
over.
well.
Will
Sachin
take
read it,
India
but a
to
little late.
67.
Nevertheless, a
Sachin
good
is
over
this
for
stage,
India.
I'm sure
Hitting
they're
the
not
ball with
looking
some
that
Zishan
far.
confidence.
All they're
completes 8,
looking at
41 gone. It's
to get
195 for
maximum
5.
runs from each over.
Zishan.
Keep the wickets column
What a
to
shot.
where it is.
Again, in
But this has been a very
complete control of it.
fine
Runs
counter attack by the Indian
couple.
batters, particularly after losing
Sachin
2
moves
quick
into the
wickets.
20s.
Pakistan will need a wicket or 2 here. Asfan into his final
195.
over has been wicketless but been tidy as well.
200 mark. It's a very big psychological barrier that you need to cross, the 200 number. After that,
Ode is happy getting to
every
the other
run
end, Neil.
that you add to the total, it takes you
Well, yeah,
closer to
rightly
the
so, because
250 mark.
as we discussed, that
Makes
his
that
role
ball
should
and
be
resolve
of the
all the more
anchor.
stronger. Play all the way through the end,
Slower
and
one,
Sachin has been
change
given
of
that little
pace.
license.
Yes, off
8
cutter.
runs
per
Well,
over.
then thrill.
Sachin read it,
India
but a
to
little late.
67.
Nevertheless, a
That's
good
what
over
he's
for
doing.
India.
Steps down, goes aerial, one bounce into the fence for a 4.
Runs from each over.
Well, that's footwork at its very
Wicket
best.
column
Brilliant.
What a
Sachin
shot.
Das has walked out
But this has been a
and
very
dictated
fine
things in the
counter-attack by
middle.
the Indian
A couple.
batters,
He sent a one into the
particularly after
Pakistan
losing
bowlers
2 quick
and has not
wickets.
allowed them to dominate. This is the counter-attack
Pakistan will
innings
need a
that has
wicket or
caught
2 here.
Pakistan by surprise. Look at that, inside out. Gets to the
Asfan
pitch of the
into
ball,
his
one
final
bounce,
over. Wicket
over the
but
extra
tidy
cover
as
region.
well.
We are seeing a batting masterclass by Sachin.
Psychological barrier that you need to cross, the 200 number. After that,
Ode is happy
pushing
getting
it
to the
this
other
time
end, Neil.
that
Length has
add
been
to the
pulled
total.
smartly so.
Takes you
Well, yeah,
closer
rightly
to
so,
the
because
250
the spinners, it's a challenge on
discussed
where
that
his
his
role
role
should be
turn
whatsoever.
anchor.
The batters know it very well.
Play all the way through the end,
Slower
and
one,
Sachin has been
change
given
of
that little
pace.
license.
Yes, off
8
cutter.
runs
per over.
and
Thrill.
Sachin read it,
Push
but a little
just
late.
in the gap.
Nevertheless, a
That's
good
what
over
he's
for
doing.
India.
And
Steps
200
down,
for India
goes
with that.
aerial, one bounce into the fence for a 4.
From each over.
Very
Well,
that's
good
footwork
fight
at its
back
very
by
best.
India and the quickest of the
Brilliant.
ones as
Sachin
well.
Das has walked out
But this has been a
and
very
dictated
fine
things in the
counter-attack
middle.
by the Indian
Couple.
batters,
He sent a one into the
particularly
Pakistan
after
bowlers
losing 2 quick
and has not
wickets.
allowed them to
Dominated by
dominate.
Sachin's innings.
This is the counter-attack innings that
Worked
has
away
caught
again by
Pakistan
Uday Das.
surprise.
Run the first
Look
run
at
fast.
that,
They want
inside
to.
out. Gets to the pitch of the ball,
Sent
one
back
bounce,
over. Sachin
over the extra cover
tidy as
region.
well.
We are seeing a batting masterclass by Sachin.
Good call there, Sachin.
They wanted to come back for the second.
Getting to the other end, Neil.
Why risk it?
Smartly so.
Well, you're rightly so because
the spinners, it's a challenge
for just a
on
run.
where
His role, last ball of the over.
whatsoever.
Anchor.
The batters know it very well. All the way through
Into
the
that
air.
vacant mid-wicket region.
That little license.
He'll get a single to end the over. 42 gone. India 203 for 5.
That's what he's doing.
And
Steps
200
down,
for India
goes
with that.
aerial, one bounce into the fence for a 4.
Well, that's
good
footwork at
fight
its
back
very
by
best
India
and the quickest of
Brilliant.
the ones as
Sajal
well.
Das
has walked out
But this has been a
and dictated things in the middle. He sent a warning to the Pakistan bowlers and has not allowed them to dominate. This is the counter-attack innings. Worked away again by Uday Das. They run the first Look at that inside out. Gets to the pitch of the ball, one bounce, over the extra cover region. We are seeing a batting masterclass by Sachin.
Good call there,
Get a
Sachin.
feeling the momentum has just shifted
Wanted to
towards
come back
India,
for the second.
courtesy to this fantastic
Getting to the
partnership.
other end, Neil.
45 at the
risk
moment.
Smartly so.
Looking
Well, you're
really
rightly
good.
so because
the spinners, it's a challenge
for just a
on
run.
where
His role, last ball of the over.
He is playing how
The
he
batters know it very
finishes
well.
this off.
All the way through
Into
the
that
air.
vacant mid-wicket region.
And the quality and
He'll
the
get a
skill
single
set.
to end the over. 42 gone. India 203 for 5.
That's what he's doing.
And
Steps
200
down,
for India
goes
with that.
aerial, one bounce into the fence for a 4.
This shot
That's
selection
footwork at its
is
very
courage.
best and the quickest of the ones as well.
Sajal Das
has walked out.
He was on 59 of 96, playing like a
He
captain.
sent a warning to
playing
the
like a leader.
bowlers and has not allowed them to dominate. This is
Time
the
to welcome
counter-attack
Sohas
innings.
alongside with the
Again,
momentum
run the first
Look
run
at
fast.
that
shifting
Inside
towards
out.
India.
Gets to the pitch of the ball, one bounce, over the extra cover region.
Couldn't have come at a better time, this partnership.
Good call there,
Get a
Sachin.
feeling the momentum has just shifted towards
Come back
India.
for the second.
Ubaid's job can be divided into two. First with the new ball, then towards the end. Full marks for what he did with the new ball. Now the second test begins for him.
Last ball of the over.
He is playing at a time when the two batters are well set and looking really good. So this will be a different test.
Over 42
When he
gone.
started
India
off the inning, the ball
203
was
for
new.
5.
That's what he's
He
doing.
was doing a bit.
Steps down,
Now
goes
with the full
aerial,
ball,
one
the ball
bounce
is
into
not
the
doing
fence
much.
for a 4.
So yes, definitely it will be a different test for Ubaid. He was on 59 of 96, playing like a captain, playing like a leader.
Half-hearted appeal.
Time to welcome Sohas alongside with the momentum.
Umpire
Shifting
stepping
towards
in.
India.
I think Uday was frustrated with himself, not the bowler. Couldn't have come at a better time, this partnership. Singles taken.
Good call there, Sachin.
It's probably suggesting I couldn't see who you were angry at. Ubaid's job can be divided. Sachin Das from Maharashtra. Then towards the end, he tortured full marks for what he did with the new ball. It was just a treat to watch him. Test begins for him.
Last ball of the over.
Different parts of Mumbai.
At a time
It is
when the two batters are well
two
set
centuries in
and
the
looking
quadrangular.
really good.
Brilliant strike rate of 115 there too.
42
When he
gone.
started off the inning, the ball
It's
was
continuing
fine.
from there.
He was doing a bit. Now I just love how he backs his skill set. So clarity definitely he has about his game. Different test. And this Ubaid is brave enough. The way he flicked Zishan over Squilek was just like a top shot. Probably the shot of the tournament that I
Half-hearted
have seen so
appeal.
far. Zishan has been brilliant, but the way he has owned him is just amazing.
Umpire stepping in.
I think Uday was frustrated with the ball itself, not the bowler.
Couldn't have come at a better time, this partnership. Singles taken. He's done exactly that now, very watchful, meeting the ball under his eyes. Ubaid's job can be divided. Sachin Das will be a happy man. Such a shot is played. He tortured full marks for what he did with the new ball.
Well, he'll have to go till the end,
Watch him.
that's for sure. If he stays till the 50th over,
Mumbai.
at a time, the score will go up to 270.
Two centuries in the
Looking
quadrangular.
feels that the vibe is there.
Brilliant strike rate of 115 there too.
Body language of Pakistan
continuing
players,
from there.
bowlers just dropping a bit. I just love how he backs. They need a wicket just to lift the spirits up. Definitely he has about his game. Different test. And this Ubaid is brave.
But it's gone wicketless so
The
far.
way he flicked Zishan over Squilek was just like a top shot. Probably the shot of the tournament that I
Half-hearted
have seen so
appeal.
far. Zishan has
Slower
been
delivery, didn't read it,
brilliant, the way
but
he has
only
owned
so
him
far.
is just amazing.
Riaz has bounced the catch. Uday didn't read the slower delivery. And as they say, for a fast bowler, the best friend is the slower one. He's done exactly
Pakistan
that now,
needed
very
this.
watchful, meeting the
They
ball under
needed
his
this
eyes.
wicket. They needed to break this
Ubaid's job
partnership,
can
and
be
they've
divided.
done.
Coach will be a happy man.
Ubaid Shah, very
Such a shot is
smart
played.
bowler. He is.
For what he did with the new
Realised
ball.
that the batter was looking to score runs, looking to be on the front foot. Changed the pace. The score will go up to 270. Quality, very smart bowling. Look at that. They just wanted to go over the fielder, just not quite connecting it, and very good players by Riaz. Dropping a much needed wicket. They need a wicket. Nevertheless, a brilliant inning by the the captain. Uday Saran will have to go back after scoring 60 runs
so far.
of 98 deliveries. It was just like a top shot, probably the shot of the tournament.
Half-hearted
that I have seen
appeal.
so far. Sean has
Slower
been
delivery, didn't read it,
brilliant, the way
but
he has
only
owned
so
him,
far.
just amazing.
Riaz has pounced the catch. Uday didn't read the slower delivery. And as they say, for a fast bowler, the best friend is the slower one.
He's done exactly
Pakistan
that.
needed
Very
this.
watchful, meeting the
They
ball and
needed
bringing
this
it.
wicket. They needed to break this
Big shot,
partnership,
giving
and
it
they've
to
done.
Coach will be happy.
Ubed Shah, very
Shot
smart
away.
bowler. He is.
For what he did with the new
Realised it. The batter was looking to score runs, looking to be on the front foot. Changed the pace. Score will go to Test quality. Very smart bowling. Look at that. Just wanted to go over the fielder, just not quite connecting it. And very good players.
Abhishek Murugan.
Much needed wicket. Nevertheless, a brilliant inning by the captain. Uday Saran will have to go back after scoring 60 runs.
so far. Big finish
98
required.
deliveries.
Sachin will play a part in it too. The captain's departed. Crucial juncture.
Half-hearted appeal.
Slower delivery, didn't read it, but only so far. Riaz has pounced the catch. Uday didn't read the slower delivery. And as they say,
Confident start by
for a
Abhishek.
fast bowler, the best friend is the
India
slower
would
one.
want him to stay with Sachin. 43 gone, 200.
Pakistan needed
Very
this.
watchful.
Meeting
They
the ball and
needed
bringing
this
it.
wicket. They needed to break this
Big
partnership,
shot,
and
giving
they've
it to
done.
Coach will be happy.
Ubed Shah, very
Shot
smart
away.
bowler. He is.
For what he did with the new
Realised it. The batter was looking to score runs, looking to be on the front foot. Changed the pace. Score will go to Test quality. Very smart bowling. Look at that. Just wanted to go over the fielder, just not quite connecting it. And very good players.
Abhishek Murugan.
Much needed wicket. Nevertheless, a brilliant inning. The thing that goes in Pakistan's favour is that spinners have been bowled out. All fast bowlers from here on. That will be another challenge for the batters because they've been brilliant, crucial fast bowlers. As we see, Amir.
Slower delivery, didn't read it, but only so far.
3 overs left for him.
Riaz has pounced the catch.
34
Uday didn't
figures.
read the slower delivery.
They would want
And
to
as they
confident
say,
start by
for a
well,
fast
Pakistan,
bowler, the
just to
best
get the
friend is the
momentum
slower
going.
one.
Want him to stay with Sachin. 43 gone, 200.
Pakistan needed
Very
this.
watchful.
Meeting the
They
ball and
needed
bringing
this
it.
wicket. They needed to break this
Big
partnership,
shot,
and
giving
they've
it
done.
to Coach will be happy.
Ubed Shah, very smart bowler. He is. Realised
good
that the
field
batter was
placement.
looking to score runs, looking to
And
be
it
on the
also
front
seems
foot.
like Amir has conveyed his plan to the captain. The captain's conveyed Amir's plan to the
Very
fielders.
smart bowling. Look at that. It's important to be on the same page, captain and the bowler, because it gets tough
Abhishek Murugan.
when you're not bowling to your field. The captain gets confused where to field, where to set the field. In favour. That is why you need to be on the same page. All fast bowlers from here on. That will be another challenge for the batters.
He's drifted down the leg side a little more for his liking. There is protection in the deep though.
Slower
delivery, didn't read it.
He can't give Riaz out of the game.
overs left for him.
Riaz has pounced the
34
catch.
figures.
The
Now this
slower
innings
delivery.
becomes all the more important for
they say,
Sachin now that
well,
Abhishek is
Bowler, the
just to
best
get the
friend is
momentum
slower
going.